In this presentation, we would like to talk about the human factors that distract fact-checking engagement, especially focusing on the selective avoidance of clicking links that reveal uncongenial facts. Misinformation is a significant concern in the information age. To correct people's false beliefs, fact-checking initiatives are an effective way to mitigate the negative impact of misinformation. A large and growing number of fact-checking websites are now available worldwide. However, users still face challenges. Social science studies have repeatedly demonstrated that people seek like-minded information and ignore what conflicts with their pre-existing beliefs. This psychological bias could detract significantly from the benefit of fact-checking websites. A key question in HCI is how to design interfaces that help users engage in better information processing. Fact-checking websites should incorporate designs that support users' effortful cognitive processing, because uncongenial information requires more cognitive effort to process than like-minded information. The process users undergo from when they visit a fact-checking website to when they make decisions can be divided into at least 3 phases. Clicking a link to open a story page, reading a fact-checking story, and examining a pre-existing belief related to the facts presented, and making decisions about whether to reject or keep this belief. Different design interventions depend on the user's focused processes in each phase. This study focuses on the first phase of clicking links because it is an essential step leading to the subsequent phases. In particular, we consider users clicking on links related to facts that contradict their pre-existing false beliefs rather than on links related to congenial facts, and on selective avoidance rather than selective exposure. This study examines these 2 research questions. Do some users selectively avoid clicking fact-checking messages when they are uncongenial to their pre-existing beliefs? Do the psychological characteristics of users that are related to their effortful thinking style predict selective avoidance of clicking facts that are uncongenial to their pre-existing beliefs? To clearly describe fact-checking engagement, we divide click behavior into 2 types in terms of the relationship between pre-existing beliefs, fact type, and click behavior. For users who visit fact-checking websites that display a list of links to fact-checking stories, 2 types of click behavior prevail. When users believe the misinformation, corresponding facts are uncongenial for them. If they click on links related to uncongenial facts, this will lead them to update their false beliefs. For convenience, we call this belief-examining click. When users do not believe in misinformation, corresponding facts are congenial for them. If they click on links related to congenial facts, this will lead them to confirm their beliefs. We call this belief-confirming click. In an online experiment, we measured participants' click behavior. After measuring pre-existing beliefs, we displayed a list of 43 links in random order. The links show the beginning of sentences in messages related to COVID-19. Each link was labeled with either false for the false messages or true for the filler messages. By clicking the link labeled with false, a fact message was shown below the corresponding misinformation. On the other hand, by clicking the link labeled with true, no correction was shown. To measure the selective avoidance of belief-examining clicks, we developed a new index that we call the Fact Avoidance Exposure Index, FAEI. The simple concept of FAEI is to compare the observed targeted click behavior with the expected value as a baseline. The FAEI value becomes negative when a participant is less engaged in checking uncongenial facts than expected. These participants are categorized into the fact avoidance group. On the other hand, the FAEI value becomes positive when a participant is more engaged in checking uncongenial facts than expected. These participants are the fact exposure group. As a result, 43% of participants were categorized into the fact avoidance group. The results of the analysis of variance revealed that the fact avoidance group and fact exposure group had opposite selectivity in belief examining clicks in comparison to belief confirming clicks. The fact exposure group clicked uncongenial facts, accounting for about 40%. Meanwhile, the fact avoidance group clicked only 7% of the facts that were uncongenial to their pre-existing false beliefs, which means that 93% of their false beliefs missed the chance to be examined. In the comparisons with congenial facts, the fact avoidance group selectively avoided uncongenial facts, not according to the label false itself, but rather according to the conflicting relationship between the label and their pre-existing beliefs. To understand the fact avoidance group, we examined the psychological characteristics that predict selective avoidance by using several scales associated with an effortful thinking style. The results revealed the bullshit receptivity scale predicted selective avoidance. The bullshit receptivity scale is a scale that measures the tendency to accept claims uncritically, which is known as reflexive open-mindedness. Participants who had high reflexive open-mindedness to bullshit tended to close their minds against links that potentially display uncongenial facts, challenging their pre-existing beliefs. This may be referred to as reflexive close-mindedness. It is important to emphasize that the FAEI prevented spurious understandings of click behavior. If we had analyzed click behavior without grouping participants, the result would have shown that users clicked on uncongenial facts the most, creating an incorrect impression, as if there was no need to improve belief examining click behavior. However, this is only an apparent result because the characteristic of the fact exposure group masked those of the fact avoidance group. By distinguishing between these two user groups, which have opposite selectivity in their belief examining click behaviors, the FAEI contributed to a precise understanding of user click behavior. These findings are important because they contribute to explaining why misinformation has been perpetuated on the Internet despite various debunking efforts. To raise the minimum level of belief examining click behavior, we must focus on this type of user. From a positive viewpoint, the result that 43% of participants tended to avoid clicking uncongenial facts allows us to expect significant room for increasing the effectiveness of fact-checking websites through design interventions.